right, check this out. If I turn this off, is it still gonna record? Like if I lock the screen? All right, I'm gonna slip this into there, babes. Okay. I have to use my iPad because this microphone is the only one that I have. And this is the only device that is portable enough to plug this into. That isn't, well, it wouldn't even plug into my phone. I have to use my iPad, okay? And I want to showcase this because when I'm, look at that, light work. When I'm freaking famous on YouTube, I'm going to look back at this and I'm going to crack up at this setup. And frankly, I'm cracking up at it now. Okay, so, we're going to do some what we call in the biz habit stacking, which is I'm going to film and talk about stuff whilst I'm doing my chores. And now I'm sure that the audio is very ASMR-y of me unloading the dishwasher. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's horrendous. But nevertheless, I just wanted to chat while I was doing something productive, because today is probably one of the only days that I'll be able to do a bunch of the chores that I need to do around the house. And you know, isn't that just the life of a late 20-something who has 3 jobs, and you know, a wife and 3 cats, my babies. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta find the time. It's in there somewhere and you've got to take advantage of it. So no, I can't go do a super sexy brunch today, but maybe next week. You know, it's important to get my chores done. I just got back from the gym, and I don't know if I talked about this last week or not. Hold on, I've got to shove my iPad a little more into here because it's making me a little immobile. There we go. Secure. But, you know, I've been trying to do my calisthenics, and I knew this would happen, right? Like, it gets so discouraging because my little teeny fingers, this is what I feel is stopping me from doing a pull-up, is that these are not strong enough or grippy enough to hold on to the bar. You know, it's like not even my strength, not even my back strength. It's my finger strength. And it makes it feel like very impossible, you know? And I say things to myself like, well, are my fingers too short? Am I ever going to be able to do this because I don't have the proper palm size? But you know what? We're not thinking that way in 2025. And I actually had a really good session yesterday. And I'll put a clip in here, I think, of me doing either a passive hang or the assisted pull-ups. But I held it for 30 seconds, my passive hang, which might not seem monumental, but to me, it super is, because really the kicker and like what's so great about it is not even the number. It was just like I felt really strong, you know. And then again, it's like my fingers get sweaty and then I'm unable to grip the bar. So, you know, we're learning. Maybe I'm gonna have to use gloves or something, you know, like workout gloves to stabilize. But you know, I'm happy and I'm thankful that I have the energy, that I can find the time to even work on these things. Like, that's such a blessing. It's such a gift, genuinely. And something I have felt for a long time in my life is like resistance to the idea of being grateful, right? Because when you talk about that, or at least for me, I've always kind of conflated it with like, if you're grateful about every little thing, doesn't that deter you from like being able to feel sadness or not feel gratitude. Sorry, I banged on the mic then, probably. And I've only very recently discovered how genuinely magnificent it is to just understand how magical every little thing is. And even the tiny, silly, small things, that they're truly so magical. And something just clicked. I don't know if it's the inositol supplements that I'm taking, so maybe my maybe my PCOS is a little more well managed, or if it's just all the sort of like woo-woo gem content that I have been consuming. But I'm really able to just be like, it's a gift that I have all these dishes to do, you know? It's like, is it the most fun thing in the world? No. But here I am making it fun, you know, chatting to myself for right now. You know, I'm like, look at all this silly stuff I have. It's really a blessing, like genuinely. And everything is so magical if you really can boil it down to just thinking everything's magical and knowing that it is. You know, I'm not making really any sense, but thank you for joining me as I unload the dishwasher. I'm going to put these away, and I'll have to move you to do that. And then I'm going to put the dishes in the sink away. This is riveting, I know. And I'm going to wash this new Tupperware and new cutting boards I got. I threw away our old cutting boards because they were this same sort of plastic poly material, I suppose. And they had the knife lines all over them. And I saw a post on Twitter or Instagram or something that was like, if this is what your cutting board looks like, you need to throw them out immediately. And it scared me. And so I did. So I spent $8 on these. And these, no buy here. Oh God. Okay. Bye. It's a good thing I came over here. Dude, I'm so lucky because that ish was not recording. Sorry, Pickles, to disturb you, girlfriend. All right, back with the iPad. Let's get into this. Now, I did have to take a brief break so that I could work, because I work on Saturdays. And I work right now it's a 9 to 5. However, I have unconventional hours, and it's also on East Coast time. So my schedule is Wednesday to Saturday, and I work 6 p.m. to 4 p.m., which means I work, instead of 8-hour days, I work 10-hour days. However, as you can imagine, that schedule is genuinely ideal for me. I love waking up early. I get a lot of work done. I have my lunch break in like the middle of the day, which is when I go to the gym and I go on my walks. And you know, I can do things like I do the dishes, you know, it's like I'll work for 50 minutes and then I get to take a 10-minute break and change my load of laundry, you know? So I did the dishes after my workout, and now I'm folding my laundry is all I'm saying. And it's a Saturday. Happy Saturday to me. I don't know why laundry is so overwhelming to do. It seems like it would be the kind of task that would be super enjoyable because it's this big physical thing you have and you get to watch it disappear. Because like, I like cleaning the bathrooms in the sense of, you know, it feels so nice afterwards. It's so clean. But I think what it is about laundry is it's just this never-ending cycle, man. Like, in my almost 30 years of living, I would be curious to know how many piles of laundry I've done. Also, I hate to say it, but I fear that sitting is not the most effective way to go about this. But that's not going to stop me, and I don't want to disturb sweet Angel Pickles. But something I wanted to talk about was when I took my Nike shoes to the Nike store where they recycled them. They were in really, really poor condition. And so I didn't want to donate them like traditionally to Laura's house, which I donated my last sort of like get rid of my clothes to Laura's house, which is great, but they were just too damaged and worn in. I didn't feel great selling them. So Nike has a program where they'll recycle the shoes. And now I'm going to be frank with you. And as I'm talking about this, I don't really know what recycle the shoes means. I imagine it means, taking the materials from the shoe and distributing them elsewhere. I don't know. I'll look it up. But I had to like romanticize this a little bit, and that's sort of going to be my theme of this channel for the rest of the year and maybe the rest of my life. We'll see. But historically, I grow such a big attachment to inanimate objects because I really think that there's just life and energy and everything. And one of the shoes that I donated, my first pair of Air Jordans, they were like so they're special to me because it was a shoe, I bought for myself in sort of this like understanding who I am and my personal style, like, and how I express myself as a lesbian, which sounds silly, but it was really monumental to me at the time. And it was one of the first times that a piece or an article of clothing made me feel really like in tune with myself and really good. Like, I remember the feeling of going to my car. I bought them at the Ocala Paddock Mall, and I went into my car and I immediately put them on, which I almost never do with new clothes because I'm one of those people who's like, I want to save it for the right time or whatever. But I immediately put them on, and I took so many pictures of them, and maybe I can find them and insert those pictures right here. But I was just like, I felt so hot in my new shoes, and it was like exciting because I knew I would be able to dance in them. I had been rocking the like Adidas Superstars for so long, and those were getting really worn out, and I just needed something fresh. And I wore those shoes to the ground. I mean, I must have had them for like 5 years, and I wore them to essentially like every dance class that I took, and they meant a lot to me. I've experienced a lot in those shoes, and I don't know, I guess I don't really have like a neat kind of way to wrap this up, but I just think it's really important to honor the special items in your life, and especially something like that where it's expensive. It's expensive to buy shoes, but I decided it was worth it. And I wanted to be a cool dancer, dancing in my dunks and have ankle support, and I did it, and they're hot. And so yeah, I don't know. And then my other pair of Air Maxes, it was sort of like the same deal. It was like, okay, I have my Air Forces, and then a couple years later I started diving more into like the musical theater, jazz sort of jaunt again, which is like what I originally started doing when I started dancing. And then, I just fell in love with hip hop and hip hop art forms. And so that's where I sort of landed. But I wanted a shoe that was still like cool, Nike, Slay, and Air Maxes were really in at the time, but they also like resembled the most to me a sort of dance shoe. And now I'm realizing that this is like kind of boring, this tangent, and only important to me, but really like my point is that I don't know, I'm feeling a little remorseful because I feel almost like I should have had a ceremony for saying goodbye to these shoes that were so special to me and like were with me. In those two shoes have been the two shoes that I've danced in for pretty much like the past 4 or 5 years. And I feel remorseful that I didn't do like a little ceremony to celebrate them when I went to donate them at the recycle store. I asked the person at the counter, which I was really proud of myself of, because this is kind of embarrassing, but I was like, do you mind if I like film them one more time actually and just like say goodbye and wave to them? And she was like, yeah, girl. So I did, and I'm gonna put that footage here. But yeah, I don't know, I hope that the energy and the essence of my shoes know how grateful I am for them and how they supported me all these years. Sorry, pickles. And I know that that is going to just sound absolutely ridiculous to some people. Yo, I washed something of Aaron's. I'm so sorry, Aaron. Yeah, I know that's going to sound ridiculous to some people, but I know somebody is going to get it. Yeah. And that also leads me, I don't know if I'll include this or not, but this leads me into sort of like, does it lead me? I don't know. Is it a segue? Not really, but it's just something else I'm thinking about. It's like what I want from this channel and what I want from doing this. You know, originally when I started it like a month ago, maybe even less than a month ago, I was like, you know, I have so much passion. Like there's so much that I like to do. There's so much that I want to do with my life. And it feels like if I document it, it is gonna A, hold me accountable for doing the things that I want to do, and B, like celebrate it even more than just doing it does, you know? And like, I do think that it's very encouraging with things like drumming, you know, to see where I was when I first started and maybe the like frustrations that I encountered along the way, and then to know where I'm at now. And like, you know, additionally, I just sort of have like a fish memory. And so it's nice to know, I think it will be nice to hear myself just talk about my feelings. So, you know, like originally I was like, this is just for me, right? But I have to admit that there's an element of that is just, you know, scared to put myself out there and to admit that I would love for people to watch these videos. You know, like I would love it. I think I was like, no, this is just for me as a way to shield myself from, if nobody ever ends up watching them, you know, that I won't be as embarrassed because it was just for me. But something like I want to do in this channel is to prove that like it's okay to be embarrassing. It's really okay to be embarrassing. And what seems so just absolutely astronomically, ginormously embarrassing to me is just brushed off because everybody's just thinking about themselves, you know? And moreover, I do like think, you know, I'll toot my horn a little bit. I think I have a unique perspective to share, you know, like I've been doing a lot of, I guess, like research into YouTube and, you know, what makes a channel successful. And it's very similar to what I studied in school about marketing is like, you know, you have to have a brand. You have to have a really clear brand. And so I'm like, okay, what is my brand, right? And I think for me, it is proving that you can just keep doing stuff. And aging is not the most terrifying, scary thing in the world. And I'm almost 30. And the thought of that initially is really frightening sounding, you know, because historically it's like everything kind of goes downhill when you're 30, or at least that's the rhetoric that's like really popular in our society. But I want to prove that that doesn't have to be the case. I can learn a new skill. I can learn how to drum really well past the age of 30 or at 29, which I currently am. And like, I can get really buff. I want to do a pull-up and I want to be able to do push-ups. And like, I can do that. I can still have these wild seeming goals and dreams, and I can still be hot doing it, and I can still dance. And like, I think a lot of the reason that I watch content on YouTube is to be inspired by people who seem normal. Not that anybody's normal, everybody is extraordinary in their own way, but like, it's your average person. It's someone who didn't come from wealth, or is not a nepo baby, or wasn't like born with these extraordinarily unique skills and gifts. Like, I'm not 6'2" and super athletic, so it's not natural for me to be like a basketball star. That was a weird example, but you know what I mean. But like, I'm just, by all accounts, I'm just like a regular person. But I still think, I know actually, that I can have a really irregular and beautiful, extraordinary life. And to do that, I've just got to be accountable for doing it. And so I hope that people find my channel, and I hope that people watch. I've always wanted to do YouTube for whatever reason. It's something that's always called to me. And yeah, I hope if any single person besides me is watching this, that you understand where I'm coming from. And maybe I made you chuckle, or maybe you just feel like you're listening to a friend chat. And maybe I said something that really resonates with you. Maybe you also put a lot of, you put life into inanimate objects, or maybe you just like watching Pickles watch me fold laundry. Maybe I'm convincing you to fold your laundry and we can do it together. There's lots of different things, but I hope if you're watching this and you're not me, that, I don't know, maybe you'll subscribe to my channel, because I am holding myself accountable to posting every week. Not exactly sure what day. I'm thinking Mondays, but I don't know. But I will post every week. I will be consistent, and I will try my very best to provide value in some way. So I guess with that, I'm gonna pause this so I can stand up and move around, because I'm kind of tethered to my iPad right now, and put all this stuff away. And then we're gonna clean the bathrooms, baby. Are you excited about that, Pickles? We're going to clean the bathroom. Now, Pickles, how sad is it going to be if I walk over there and it wasn't recording? Oops. Oh, let me. I wanted, I guess, to do like a snap transition. Here's me after I did all that laundry on the bed. I couldn't miss the opportunity to give a really satisfying before and after. I guess mainly after. The funny thing is that there is more laundry in the dryer that I still have to do, and another load in the washer, which I ran out of storage. This is my first time being like, wow, I do understand now why having an actual camera besides just your phone would be really helpful, but I don't have enough money for that yet. So shout out to Mike in the future when one day, sorry, that's aggressive, when one day we get a camera. As mentioned, now it's time to clean the bathroom, this bathroom, and then hopefully our other one. And listen, I'm so grateful to have 2 bathrooms. This was something I was manifesting for like the past 5 years of living with another person, is having a bathroom for each of us, and like one for guests. Anyways, this is a tangent. I'm very grateful, and I'm very lucky to have 2 bathrooms. I just want to acknowledge that. And that is something that I need to be reminding myself while I take on the endeavor of cleaning these bad boys, because even though I was talking about how I like cleaning the bathrooms in the last clip, does anyone really like cleaning the bathroom? Like, does it really spark joy for anyone? Probably, actually. But for me, it's really all about the after. And so it would be just as nice for me if I could like, and then everything was done with my magic wand. And maybe one day, I'm working on my magic powers. But today I actually have to, I gotta lace up my boots and get to scrubbing this bad boy. So I'm not going to be talking while I'm doing that. I'm going to have a YouTube playing here on my iPad, and I'm going to do time lapse for you. So enjoy. Okay. Hello. So I did finish cleaning this bathroom. I cut my time lapse off a little early because Aaron called, and we chatted, and then after I was done cleaning, this is my bag of all the trash I used, but after I was done cleaning, I was just feeling kind of sad. I don't know, I was just feeling like not well and tired and sad, and I was giving it thought, obviously, right? We like to know why we're sad. And I have like a social event that I'm meant to go to this evening. And it's important that, like, it's like somebody's going away party. They got a cruise contract, which is so cool. And I obviously, like, I really want to go. I'm so grateful and thankful to have community and to have people in my life who invite me to these types of things. It's so sweet, and I'm so grateful. But I have to assess if I am able to go tonight, and it's making me sad. And like, the thing that is keeping me from being able to go is I have work in the morning. I have to go to work tomorrow at 9:30, and then right after I have rehearsal. So I'm gonna be out and about and dancing from like 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., like 12 a.m. So like midnight. And I'm so grateful. I am so just entirely, like, I cannot emphasize enough how appreciative I am of those jobs. Like, I get to perform for a living, which is something I never even imagined could be possible for myself when I was younger. I get to dance, and I dance at theme parks, and I have fun with my coworkers, and I get to have fun with the kids, and it's so lovely, and I'm so honored to do it. But it's moments like these where I really have to grapple with the fact that, like, I work 3 jobs, and it does get exhausting. Like, today was a lovely day because the only job that I had was my work from home job. So, it feels nice because I'm like, oh, look, I can stay home in the evening and clean, but I still had to work all day. I still went to the gym. I still had to do my chores because on other days, I work 7 days a week, essentially, is what I'm saying. If I'm not doing my remote job, then I am performing in the daytime. Sometimes when I'm doing my remote job, I'll have rehearsals in the evenings. And so I do just work a lot, and I would just love to be at a point in my life where dance is something that I genuinely just do for fun. And it's not like I'm not relying on it as one of my main sources of income, because I'm like so beyond grateful that it is. Like, it's wild to even say that I make money from dancing. But I guess I just don't want to feel like I have to be only doing that, or like, I don't know. I mean, I just want to have money. Because if I had money, I would be able to quit my 9-to-5 job, even though I love my 9-to-5 job too. And it like gives me the insurance and benefits, and it tickles my brain in a way that performing doesn't. Like, I would love to just be able to have my performing job that maybe I do a couple days a week, but then You know, I can do culture shock, and I can do, which is the dance team that I'm a part of, and we have rehearsals, and it's a whole other thing. But you know what I mean? And like, go take classes and go to my friend's going away party without being like, am I going to have enough energy to do this? You know? So that's just something I'm dealing with. But I had to take a break from after cleaning because the bleach really was getting to me, and I had to have a snack because I was like, probably at least 10% of me feeling so crappy is because I just need food. So I had a delicious orange, and I had a little packet of nuts, and then I'm gonna make dinner soon, and I made some tea. But first, I'm gonna clean the second bathroom. So let's get over there, brother. Thanks for listening. All right, here we go. Other bathroom. Also, again, I just want to say I'm so grateful to have two bathrooms. You know, it is me and somebody else. We share this apartment, but wow, in my wildest dreams, I didn't think that I would ever have two bathrooms that are, you know, I can use either one. You know, obviously I've lived in apartments where I had like 4 roommates and we had 2 bathrooms, but I was always sharing just one of those bathrooms with another person. Anyways, I'm really grateful. And a part of the reason that we can afford this is because I work the 3 jobs. So again, I am very thankful, you know, and life's all about balance. And yeah, I'm manifesting that rest will become something that is easier for me, maybe by the end of the year. Like, either I am more comfortable with resting, or I just have more time to rest. And what rest really means to me is going to do things like hang out with my friends or go hiking, you know, go to the beach like I've been able to do because I had time off for the first couple of days of this year. So anyways, I'll do a wee bit of a time lapse here of me cleaning this bathroom, but probably not too much. Let's see how far we go, because I feel a little tired, and I have a whole other pile of laundry to fold, and then there's another one, and the dryer. I'm telling you, that's life, man. It's laundry. It's like you keep having to do the laundry, but then you get clean clothes. There's something there. There's something there, I'm sure of it. Who can say where the road goes? Rico's trying to eat my only headphones. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hey, hey, little douche. Don't do that. Tootsie, don't encourage him. Stop it.